folks, welcome back to week 2, episode 2 of Don and Slick's Picks. That's right, Slick. You had a pretty great week, right? 7-3?
7-3, can't complain. The debut of the Slick Special seemed to be a hit with the customers. So we're back, week 2, looking on the quest for more free money.
And there's plenty of it to be found. Now, folks, you might be saying, last week, these guys, you know, they were in suits. They broke down the door. We're still detectives, but we're undercover this week. We're looking a little more grimy. We're going in to get in deep with the D-Gens and the Sharps and the Vegas ones. So we got some different coats, some different outfits. But make no mistake, we are detectives on the hunt for free winners. And we got a nice fat slate again this week. Week 1, you know, we had a number of big comebacks. Bills' big comeback. Monday night, what was it? Three touchdowns in the fourth quarter, also from the Vikings. Kind of a wild week. The Luscious Lock. Stinker. I apologize for that. That's why I'm going undercover, though. Clearly, the Dolphins recognize what's going on. They stink.
And it's ironic because we were on the Maritime unit earlier as well. So
we were.
Couldn't even investigate the Dolphins. There's some more that needs to be done there with that suspicious line after that embarrassing L, Don.
Yeah, that was horrible. But we're gonna bounce back. I'm not hiding from it. I had 4-6. Yeah, 4-6 week. Now the tale is old as the last 2 years. The spreads did great on the primetime games. Went 3 for 4. And the over-unders, I just can't fucking pick a winner. I lost every single one. It's a tale as old as time. We've said this before. Don't tail my over-unders just on the spreads. But if we can come together and agree on something, we nailed our prop. We nailed the Bills prop. James Cook cashes with a TD. Josh Allen cashes with a TD.
I also, nervously enough, stepped down from the 2 for Josh Allen, but that hit as well, no? 2 for him, or?
Did he? No, I think it was 1.
Could have been 1.
We're gonna have to wait. Let's recap. We had Coleman. We had Kincaid with the first one. We had Cook with 1. We had him with 1. So that's 4. That's 28 points right there.
Yep. Josh Allen with 2 rushing touchdowns.
2.
Yep.
There you go. Yeah. Okay.
So
let's cheers to that.
Yeah.
Big winners. We're drinking red wine.
Go Bills.
Let's go. But let's not be gluttonous. We can't celebrate too long. We got a Thursday night game. And it's another real interesting one. A great NFC matchup. One of the teams was the Slick Special last week.
It was.
Yeah.
It was, Don. And the Slick Special worked out, given what I said. You know, Detroit with their lackluster end to their season last year. Green Bay dominated over there. And then another divisional matchup and a team that also got a dub. My fantasy quarterback, Jaden Daniels, going into Lambeau Field. The Packers 3.5-point favorites on the spread. The Commanders winning against the Giants at home, 21-6. Not too convincing, especially against a team where many people are saying has the worst quarterback in the league as of right now. The Packers looked really good against a proven team. I'm going to have to take the Packers on the juice line here at -3.5. Although, I'm going to have to take the under 48 points. I think we might see the Packers defense shut down Commanders offense. This could be a divisional, low-scoring game, intense matchup, Don.
I agree, and Slick, this is either great news or bad news. If you're seeing things clearly, and I'm telling you, this is great news. If I'm bringing bad luck, this is bad news. But I am completely locked up with you. Packers -3.5 at home. Honestly, I don't smell rat line at all out of this. Normally, the home team, if it's an even matchup, gets 3 points as is. So getting a half point there, I don't feel bad at all. I think with their upgrade on the D-line, Micah Parsons, they're going to be able to contain Jaden Daniels pretty well. And under 48, yeah, I just think it's too many points for a matchup that's really going to be fought in the trenches. So that's a consensus pick. We're in complete lock. Let's go. Woogity, woogity, woogity. Bang. Let's go. Smells like free money.
Yeah, if I've ever smelt it, and I know I have once or twice.
Yeah. And if you smelt it, you dealt it, and we're dealing out winners. We're smelling them, we're dealing them. But Slick, take us over to Sunday night.
Sunday Night Football, folks. A matchup that might not deserve the Sunday night slate, especially what you saw out of these two teams in the previous week. We got the Atlanta Falcons going into Minnesota. Don, the Vikings at a -4.5 spread. I know J.J. McCarthy's totally your guy. So why don't you start us off here with the picks? Do you think the Vikings spread's a little inflated, over under 45 points?
Listen, I'm going to start off saying I tweeted out that JJ doesn't belong in the NFL. He looked terrible for 3/4 of the game on Monday night. So no, to the haters, the people that got my replies saying, I was calling it too early. He's got a great receiving core. That's good for him. I just don't think he's there yet. And when it comes down to it, the quarterback matchup, the guy on the other side, this is a rematch of the 2023 college football playoff championship.
Wow.
Yeah, we had Penix.
Washington and
with
Michigan.
Washington.
Yep.
JJ with Michigan.
Great call.
Everyone knows I'm a Penix guy. I was keeping tabs on him last week. Now the Falcons lost to a divisional opponent in the Buccaneers, but they were there. Penix led him down the field, and Koo missed a field goal that honestly he should have made in years past. He would have made to tie up the game and send it out there. Penix almost 300 yards passing. I think outdueled Baker Mayfield, at least from a statistical standpoint. I think the Falcons have the QB edge. Now, I think the Vikings defense is pretty good from what I saw. I don't think the Falcons win outright, but I think 4.5 is plenty. I could easily see this game ending 24-21, 24-20, something like that. But I know those scores I just said were right at the number 45. With the Falcons covering that 4.5, I am going to pick an over. I think this is going to be such a close game. We have a last-minute field goal to decide it, which is why I'm taking the plus points, and I'm taking the over on this. Slick, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's real interesting. Great point by you that's the college football matchup rematch that's coming around. It's so interesting that Michael Penix, he hung around, was about to get a win against a proven team in Baker Mayfield and this Buccaneers team. A team a lot of people thought would exceed expectations this next year when they were underrated last year. But I do think, Don, 4.5 is just a little too much. The Vikings didn't show me much against the Bears, but the Falcons showed me a whole lot more. Enough to show me that they can keep this game within a field goal, if not outright win. So I am going to take the Atlanta Falcons plus 4.5. And I am also going to take the over, just like Don, 45. Both these teams feels like they don't have enough experience in the water, not just this season, just in general as a unit yet in the past couple. So I think the defenses may give up some casual points that they might not in other weeks. I'm going to go over 45. Falcons plus 4.5, Don. Does that make for another consensus pick?
That's 2 in a row. I mean, time will tell if we're doing fantastic, but I feel good about this. I feel phenomenal. I think people are going to be riding these picks, and we're going to be bringing home lots of money. Now, speaking of money, we got a double dip on Monday night.
This is true.
No Friday night game, which is good. Friday was fine, but, we got to let loose. We got to have some fun. We got these nice jackets. We're going to have some money after Thursday night. So Friday we're going out. Sunday night we're cashing it again. Monday night back to business. And we got 2 great matchups. First, Bucks at Texans. Now, surprising spread you said earlier on this. At -2.5 for the home Texans. Over under 42.5. What those numbers with this small spread and this small over-under is Vegas doesn't really know what to do with Texas right now based on their week 1 performance. So this one has me in a bit of a blender. What are you thinking?
I don't blame Vegas for not really knowing what to do with this spread, nor the over-under. You had the Buccaneers team that went in underwhelming performance against that Falcons team, as I just mentioned. Field goal could have won it at the end. A Buccaneers team, a lot of people thought NFC potential dark horse. This Texans team as well, also proven stud quarterback, but the 2.5 at home just feels a little low, especially with these two powerhouses. Bottom line is both teams underperformed week 1. That is why you have to go with the under 42.5 points. There's going to be a lot of misplays, fumbles, interceptions, loose balls. And ultimately, Don, I think I'm going to have to go with the Buccaneers plus 2.5 to hold this one. I just haven't seen enough out of the Texans. It was too low scoring. The Buccaneers at least held it to a game and put a lot of points on the board. Came out with the win, but it was sketchy, but I'm going to take them to cover this week.
Great. I mean, again, I don't know. We're both seeing things a certain way right now, and this is either going to be a great thing or bad thing come next episode. But I'm on the Bucs too, plus 2.5. When I see a spread like this, it makes me scratch my chin. But again, I just think I just don't see much in the Texans right now. They were underwhelming game 1. If I'm getting 2.5 points, I think the Buccaneers can keep this close. And I'm also going with the under 2, under 42.5. I don't see... Yeah, I don't see much happening here. I mean, Bucks defense is real. I'm banking this whole pick on that. Their defense is great. Even with Penix, they were hard nosed at the end of the fourth quarter. So Bucks plus 2.5, under 42.5. My friend, we got 3 consensus picks in a row. All right. Hopefully that means we're going 6-0 rather than 0-6.
Third time's a charm.
Yeah, but it's always good vibes when we're not fading each other. And what's our second Monday night game?
Second Monday night game. Don, this is crazy as well. Chargers going in to Vegas. No longer the Oakland Raiders. Vegas, the Starship. Chargers coming off a big week 1 win against the Chiefs in Sao Paulo. The Raiders with a huge week 1 win as well in New England. The whole AFC East is 0-1. Thank you, Raiders. But I just don't... What they showed against the Patriots, it's hard to go up against the team that just beat the team that is on everyone's radars to beat in the Chiefs. So I am going to take the Chargers here. Minus 3.5. It feels like they're being generous with this line, honestly, Don. I know they got Geno Smith at the helm in Las Vegas now. He's bringing a lot of life to that franchise. Pete Carroll's there. Hasn't missed the playoffs in oh so many seasons. But I think the Chargers will do this. The head coaching matchup. Jim Harbaugh just a little bit better than Pete Carroll. They've been facing it off their whole life. I'm going to take the Chargers minus 3.5. And I'm going to take the under 47 points. Feels like a lot, especially for 2 teams that haven't shown me much yet, but that's what you get a lot in week 1. Give me Chargers minus 3.5, under 47 points.
I like what I'm hearing. Yet again, I also thought Chargers minus 3.5 was generous. I was thinking to myself, is there an injury I'm not aware of from the Chargers side? There's not. And another great divisional matchup. I think they're chalking it up to that. Is they're divisional guys. They know each other. But then again, new coach in Las Vegas. Pete Carroll, yeah, very, very storied coach. I think that is the only reason the spread is this close. I think they're giving Pete Carroll a little too much credit. I think the Chargers are now the kings of the AFC West. They dethroned Mahomes with their home game taken away in Brazil. I can see them winning this whole division this year, and this is a huge game for them if they want to do that. They have to win against another divisional opponent and start off 2-0. And so yeah, give me them minus 3.5. I'd feel a little better if it was 2.5. I think the Chargers win, but it's that hook on a last-minute field goal is always scary. But we're going with it, and I'm also going under 47. I don't think the Raiders put up many points They got ahead in the game against the Patriots and kind of just ran out the clock for a quarter and a half. Was surprised how that game went. Thought it was kind of fluky and an underperformance by the Patriots there. I'm not giving the Raiders the credit that Vegas is giving them. We're going Chargers -3.5, under 47. And this is history, I think, right
This
now.
is uncharted territory.
This is uncharted territory. History. 4 in a row of consensus picks.
I don't know if that's for the better or worse, folks, but
It's a little
whatever's
scary. It's a little
for the
scary.
better. The debut of the Slick Special last week was a W. Green Bay Packers with the Detroit Lions covering the 2.5 spread. This week, I'm going to keep the 2.5 spread theme. I was thinking, Don, with the Eagles-Chiefs matchup, the Super Bowl victor would go over, but then I realized Chiefs were in Sao Paulo. A lot could change in a week. Eagles didn't look too strong against the Cowboys, so the Slick Special this week, I'm going to serve it on a fine silver platter. I'm going to stick with the hot hand that is Aaron Rodgers, looking like his MVP form last week against his former team. He was pissed, went off, and I think he's going to go off again this week, hosting the Seahawks, who have a completely different quarterback at the realm, completely different coach at the realm, and only hung around with the 49ers because I believe the 49ers had some injury trouble. Not everyone is totally healthy, and we haven't seen that team's best self. I think the Steelers have a field day hosting the Seahawks. That is the Slick Special. What am I going to pair it with for the luscious lock?
Oh, I love it. That sounds like a succulent special right there. That was on my board, but I'm going back to old familiar territory for me, and any of the viewers know I love to do this. A lot of gamblers love to do this. What do? We fade someone that we thought we overperformed week 1. Now, Colts. Daniel Jones puts up 30 points, looks unstoppable, beat Miami up and down the field. It was crazy. Everyone was wondering why is Colts favored in this game. Well, that's why. We're flipping the script this time. Broncos are at the Colts. Exact same situation. Or Colts were at Miami and favored. Why? Broncos are at the Colts and favored. Why? Well, I think the Broncos are pretty great. I think Vegas is saying, hey, listen, Colts are overperformed a little bit. Daniel Jones isn't going to be able to repeat that performance. And the public, the squares out there are saying, Colts +2? That's easy, free money. They just beat up on Miami, who's not that bad, right? Wrong. Miami is bad, and Colts aren't that great. I think they come back to earth this week. Broncos are going to cover that -2 on the road. And I'm not taking that cheese. We're learning from our mistakes last week. Instead, we're serving up the cheese. You got the special with the main course. We're pairing it with cheese. We're pairing it with red wine. And we're pairing it with winners for the people. Folks, tune in every Thursday afternoon where we're picking every primetime game. We're going to start throwing in some props as we get a little loose. It's only week 2. We want to make sure we're dialing in our algorithm, our model, and making sure we're sharp before we start firing off 10 more bets. That's responsible gambling. Gamble responsibly. Only bet what you can afford to lose. And Slick, that's been another episode of Don and Slick's Picks.